Hi Taurus, the Awakened Dreamer here to give you your monthly money and career tarot reading for the month of January 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. And I do want to remind you, as always, this is a general monthly read, so don't stress if it doesn't resonate, but make sure to check out the placements within your individual chart. I will leave the link to the playlist down below in the description box. All right? Feeling a little bit more upbeat in your energy in comparison to Capricorns for whatever reason. But we're going to begin by pulling the overall energies / messages from the Soul's Journey deck. And then we'll continue to pull a simple 6-card spread from the Light Seers deck. I was told in the beginning you may have a Virgo on your mind, or even find that a Virgo has you on their mind. I don't know why it's coming up in this monthly read, but feeling very analytical, or you could be exuding Virgo energy this month for whatever reason, feeling very analytical, overthinking things to a certain extent, but processing things in a very smart and strategic manner. Okay. Feeling very motivated, but just potentially a bit burnt out. But also finding ways to maintain a healthy, maybe a little bit unhealthy amount of energy. Okay. Odd beginning messages for my lovely Tauruses to begin for money and career for January 2022. Wow. Freedom. I feel like that's a true underlining focus and something you desire at this time. Freedom and peace. I mean, these two cards go hand in hand. Needing things to feel more serene, more tranquil, less stressful than they have in the past year. You know, starting 2022 and needing to remember that your freedom is important, whether it's financial freedom or freedom from a job that you left behind recently or plan to moving forward. All right, and needing to sort of take a peaceful approach all the meanwhile, or continue to do so. Love it. Love it. I feel like you'll be reminded throughout the month as well that you're definitely an earth sign. I'm already lining these up, interestingly enough. We have 5. So we're starting with happiness and regret, as well as indecision, grief, and gratitude. They don't want me to speak upon them just yet, except for this one. I'm going to pull the 6 cards, and then they'll align. We'll speak upon them along the way. But you're being pushed to stay grateful, to have this gratitude, or just to bring it back. Some people might be viewing you as ungrateful for whatever reason, and it's just not the case. You're just doing it your way, you know, or you're just very concrete in the way you're sorting through things, deciding, or just the decisions you've made up until this point. Feeling like you've learned and grown a lot over times, and you do a great job usually of keeping an open ear and listening to those overly critical or just opinionated individuals, even if they're just trying to help. You know what I mean? At times it's a little too much, but you just needing to keep that gratitude and try to keep in mind how people are viewing you, to a certain extent, of course, but also just try to understand how certain people digest what you're saying. I'm hearing think before you speak. Okay. I mean, it's interesting because you're not short of overthinking things to an extent, or sorting through things in an analytical way, but you could speak too quickly or react at certain points out of defense for your goals, your dreams, or just how you're trying to move forward when it comes to your career and your finances. Okay. Let's pull the 6 cards, the simple 6-card spread from the Light Seers deck. Yeah, there's something you're trying to give birth to, get off the ground in a very successful manner. And trust your intuition. You know it's meant to be successful, but you're a little bit overwhelmed by the amount of work you put on your own plate, right? Or you accept. At times needing to say no, or just, I'm hearing be logical, or just be realistic as to what you can handle moving forward. Financial freedom is truly, truly on your mind this month. For my lovely Tauruses, sorry, you may come off a little bit awkward at certain points. Just embrace it. Laugh it off. Okay. for Taurus. This feels right. And we're pulling the last one right from the top of the deck. With the Four of Wands at the bottom, as well as the High Priestess, it feels like things are falling into place, even if they have felt a bit stuck recently. You're getting a lot of downloads, a lot of messages from Spirit and the universe in regards to how things are meant to proceed and the future of your business or just your career in general, on whether or not it's like you keep mulling over in your head throughout the month whether or not you made the right choice recently, whether it was leaving a job or a financial situation or whatever the case may be, okay? And it might be because of other opinions or just voices that surround you or keep just flowing in. You can even have a spiritual presence that's making you second guess yourself, but allow yourself to remember at the end of the day that things are aligning for you, are proceeding in the way they're meant to, even if it feels a bit slow. That slow pace at times is a blessing in disguise. Your world is changing and completion is a must at times, and you'll be reminded of just that as your world changes towards fulfillment, happiness. And again, you think about that happily ever after, and it might bring out that sort of sensitive, emotional side of you that you don't like to show often. Okay, beginning with the Hermit card for the 6 cards. So you begin the month spending a lot of time alone or being pushed to do so, thinking a lot about your happiness. And that's purposeful that these messages followed what we were just talking about with that 10 of Cups, your happily ever after. Could be feeling a bit shaky to begin the month and therefore retracting to your hermit mode. You could find that your business you're running or your job, or even if you work with people, it just entails doing a lot of work alone. And you're content with that. It helps you feel peaceful or just sort through how you truly feel about this and that. At times overthinking, sure, but just mulling over your own happiness and whether or not your work is making you happy. And I feel like for a lot of you the answer is yes, and then it reiterates why you left something in the past or why you are making the changes you're making. It's like you double your workload, and then it feels like for some of you, and it leaves you with less time for friends or for loved ones in general, for your love life. But the universe is going to push you in the upcoming months to squeeze in room for the friends that are most important for your love life, because you regret not making enough time in the past at certain points. Okay, there's something you'll implement at the beginning of the month, whether it's a self-care routine or just a new habit of yours, or getting rid of an old habit, which will help you glow on a different level. People will be sort of seeing you outside of that hermit mode, asking, well, what are you doing differently? You're glowing, your skin complexion's a lot better, or you just seem more content. Keep it up, whatever it is for you in particular. 9 of Swords. Interesting card to follow as you make your way to the middle of the first half of the month, and there's a little bit of stress, okay? Emotions do resurface one reason or another. Your dreams could be getting the best of you, okay? Spiritual connections heighten for the better and for the worse. Feeling like sleep is not easy to accomplish at this point. And you asking yourself, well, damn, when I had more going on, I felt like I slept more. Or when I had that intense job that I got rid of, I felt like I slept better. It's weird how things do work out, but there's something to be learned, to be taken from this lack of sleep. You might even find that you don't sleep one night in total, or you wake up in the middle of the night, you end up accomplishing something or coming to an important conclusion or realization, and it's like, well, damn, that was annoying and frustrating and didn't help me health-wise, but I needed to realize that or get that done or accomplished. Everything has its purpose at the end of the day or in the middle of the night. 3 of Pentacles to move right along. You do need your sleep all the meanwhile, so if you have to take a nap to make up for it, please do so. And don't you dare feel guilty for doing that. 3 of Pentacles. And so you make your way to wrap up the first half of the month, and you're getting a level of attention and recognition. People are noticing you for all you're doing. If you have a presence on social media, damn, people are impressed. Jaws are dropping for the accuracy or for the just impressing presence you have, for the knowledge, the wisdom, the voice you have, for your mind in general. And it feels like things are falling into place and feeling quite celebratory for whatever that is for you. If it's in the work environment, a different location, for you in particular and why it came out that way. You are being praised, noticed for your skill sets, for how easily you can accomplish something, being reminded of why you do something in general, or multiple projects or jobs or businesses, because it's your passion, it's because you are skilled in that category, because you can help people through it for some of you. Feeling quite indecisive all the meanwhile, and people are noticing that. You could find that people are looking in and paying attention to, you're going to see a lot of threes, okay? Spirituality, success, a few other meanings you may want to look up. But anyways, people noticing that you at times are a bit indecisive as to what to stick with when it comes to your career or your financial investments, and you just being like, I don't need to have it all figured out, and that's, I feel like, when you need to be the most grateful. Think before you speak, or think twice before you speak. Okay? You don't mean to come off in an ungrateful way once again, but at times it's like, I'm just trying to figure it out, and I don't have to sort of stick with situations that don't feel healthy, or I intuitively feel I need to move on from. It's like your intuition's going to be so heightened this month, even if you feel like it has been in the previous months at the end of 2021, to the point where you're going to feel this push from the universe to trust you even more. And all the meanwhile, you're feeling a bit indecisive, and that's when it's going to come into play the most. Get it, Taurus? Trust what you know, within those answers that you will find, especially within the hermit mode at the beginning, or when you're woken up in the middle of the first half. So you begin the second half of the month and you have justice. You could have heavy Libra in your chart, or be thinking about one, or exuding that energy at this point. They tend to be a bit indecisive, interestingly enough. But doing more reflecting, being aligned with the hermit, you could be spending more time alone. But you can look right here, thinking about the positives and the negatives about you as an individual when it comes to your career, your financial choices, reflecting on the past investments, I feel like, being pushed by spirit in the universe to continuously think about something that fell flat and it not being truly helpful, but desiring a level of justice for it not happening in the right way or not being successful. Side by side with regretting all the meanwhile as you're doing this reflecting, regretting not making the best out of it, or not continuing or sticking with something, but it happened for a reason. View it as a blessing in disguise. It's like a divine detour in a sense for a lot of you. And you will sort of get your level of justice. And all the meanwhile, you could be thinking about how to move forward in a more simplistic but successful manner. And I feel like you're going to have a lot of chances to be alone once again moving forward. But it's about finding that balance between your alone time, your focus when it comes to work, and, sorting through things, but also when it comes to spending time with friends and your loved ones. You're going to be pushed to find that balance, because the Justice card does speak upon balance. I'm being pushed to love this deck because a lot of them are kind of mandalas. This is meant to come out in another reading, but it's coming out in yours for one reason or another. Mandalas, you need to think about it one step at a time. It grows, it expands, and it becomes this beautiful masterpiece. And that's the way you need to view your situation at this time. Even if there's some sort of failures or slip-ups or just imperfect moments in the midst of that mandala, it'll still look beautiful from afar, and people will be impressed. Okay, moving on. Death and rebirth. And so you make your way to the middle of the second half of the month, and you're reminded you're going through this huge transformation on a soul level. You have been for a while. It's going to help you glow. I'm almost shocked this didn't get aligned with the hermit, because we talked about glowing in that one. But there's something about this transformation, or about certain changes you're making within your daily routine, within your career, how you approach it, with what you're spending your money on. And it's all helping you glow a little bit differently from the inside out. Even if it feels that this is coming through as on the outside you're coming off a bit secretive, a bit mysterious, I think that message came through in the same placement for Capricorn. Either way, it's like at this point you may be given a chance to sort of take a break from work, to replenish oneself, to relax, to heal from the lack of sleep or just all the effort you've been putting towards, feeling like you don't give yourself the option at times to take a break or to step away from your business or your career, or that sorting through process. You deserve it. You owe it to yourself. And I feel like you'll be pushed to accept the changes that are about to happen moving forward. I'm hearing to your business or again to your job, however that ends up working for you. You might find that this is the point in the month where you're thinking a lot about investing in something new moving forward, even if it doesn't happen at this point or throughout the month in general. Queen of Swords. Feeling a little bit feisty towards the end of the month, but almost calm at the same time. It's this balance between feeling calm, a bit feisty, and just slightly disappointed for whatever reason. Whether it's disappointment towards other people, situations in your life, or again, it's just disappointment in oneself for not being perfect. Holding yourself to a high standard, too high of a standard if you ask me. Okay? Being aligned with the Three of Pentacles, you could find that people are viewing you as a very feisty, sort of mature individual, one that's not ready to, not afraid to defend oneself or to defend your work, but also a very helpful individual in the meanwhile. Being side by side with this grief card, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And I feel like that's where you're feeling a little bit feisty or disappointed in something that you lost recently or may find it's inevitable to part ways with when it comes to the upcoming months. Very interesting. But I do feel like you're gaining a lot of attention when it comes to what you're working towards producing and succeeding at. Okay, so let's pull some final messages from the Small Making Magic deck for Taurus. Mystic Star. Harmony in the home and great friendships. Absolutely. A reminder that you're a star in the making. Last but not least, Triple Moon, embracing all aspects of yourself. And on the bottom of the deck, protection. You're protected as you go after your dreams, your goals, and your success. All right, I feel like I need to pull one more. All right, safety when traveling, as well as Trinket 5. Good way to end, 555. Manifesting money and income. All right, so I hope this reading was truly helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Go have yourself an amazing month, and I'll definitely see you next time. Bye, Taurus.